quick live. I forget that all the platforms are slightly different with their lives, so I am very slightly unprepared for YouTube, but that's okay. Here, just having a quick chat about wheels this evening because I've noticed there's an awful lot of downloads at the moment of our wheel guide. If you are a roller skater, if you've got questions about wheels at all, I'd say that is probably the biggest question that's coming up right now is what wheels can I get for my skates? Do different wheels do different things? All I've tried to answer all of those questions in our wheel guide. This is a free download on our website. Search for the word guide and it will be there. This is version 2. Version 3 is coming. It's in the works. I'm just going to make my tea because obviously it's not alive without a tea. And you know, we're in Yorkshire, so you gotta have the tea. Okay. Let me just finish doing this job. I'm like so glamorous, just taking the bins out. So got to replace the bin bag for the team tomorrow. And then we'll move over here because I have got a counter full of wheels to tell you about. So I'll take you around the other side and we can chatter about those. If you have got questions about what I skate on as well, I will show you my wheels. Right, let's go. I'm going to put my tea on the counter. Let's go around here. Okay, let's go this way. So wheels, so really good. Okay, let's start here. So here is our counter full of wheels. All right, and obviously this is the live video that nobody asked for, but there are a lot of questions, so let's try and answer some of those. All right, so on my counter we've got wheels that go from grip to, at the other end over there, firm wheels. Okay, I'm just going to grab a couple of sets. Grippy wheels are sometimes also called soft wheels. I can't remember why. I think if you call them grip wheels and firm wheels, it just seems to be a more descriptive word of how they behave. If they're soft, people don't always understand. So all wheels can come in different shapes, different sizes, and different hardnesses. Okay, this is a lot of information to digest very quickly. But essentially, your wheel you can tailor to your roller skating needs. It massively depends on your skate experience as to what you might want and what kind of difference it's actually going to make. Okay. All right, team. It's so nice that you're joining us this evening. So I'm here yakking about roller skate wheels. If you've got a question about roller skate wheels, feel free to drop it in the chat and I will do my best to answer you. I will also try to stop whacking the microphone. All right, so we're talking about grip wheels. So these ones, for example, these are a very similar hardness. They are both rated at 78A. A is the wheel rating. Okay, it is rated in Durometer, Durometer, Durometer. As you can see, they're very different sizes. If I put them back to back or like front like this way on, you can see that this one sticks out a lot more. So This one is also thicker. Okay. So if you imagine you've got a big wheel on your roller skate, you are going to go faster than a small wheel. If you put a big wheel and a small wheel next to each other, like both skates have got different sized wheels, the big one, you let go, they're on a slope, the big one is going to roll away faster. So big wheels are great for accelerating quickly. They're also often preferred outside because the big wheel is not going to get stuck in little cracks on the floor and the ground. So you're going to bounce over those cracks, yay, on your bouncy outdoor wheels. And they don't make a lot of noise. So they are very, like they're a stealth wheel. If you like to sneak up and around, outdoor preferable wheels are a grip wheel, okay? If you don't like feeling too slidey, if you don't want to feel really out of control, or maybe you're a skater that's got less experience, then actually you might like these inside as well. And that's why instead of calling roller skate wheels outdoor wheels or indoor wheels, I prefer to talk about them as they are wheels with a lot of grip or wheels with very little grip and actually they're firm. That's actually going to be more descriptive. It's going to be something that helps you understand what the wheel will do and how it will behave much better than if you call them indoor or outdoor. Because by calling these outdoor wheels, we have this quite often, people will come in and say, oh, that means I can't use these inside. I need to get a full different set of wheels. And we're like, no, you can use outdoor wheels inside. It's totally fine. I think some people thought that if you have outdoor wheels, they're going to get really dirty and it's going to like muck up floors inside. And that is just like, where are you skating that is going to get them that dirty? They might be dusty, but you're not going to skate through mud because, mate, cleaning up skates that have skated through mud, it's just, you wouldn't do it, right? It'll mess up your skates loads. So we're not skating through mud. They might just be a little bit dusty and it's really, they're going to be fine. You just give them a wipe if they're that bad. It's more likely that the bearings in the middle will be a problem. So if you don't like to go fast outside, stay away from a large wheel. If you have less experience outside, then you probably don't want to go very fast, okay? In which case, depends on what you're shopping. The Radar Energy wheels are so popular. They are so popular. They come in packs of 4. You will need 2 packs. A lot of wheels come in packs of 4 and they're designed so that you can mix and match the color. It can look really cute if you like alternate the colors, or you maybe have like a right skate and a left skate or whatever you want to do. But I don't know who decided this, but a lot of roller skate wheels do come in packs of 4. So you need to buy 2 packs. That makes them hideously expensive a lot of the time. And I know we're all different about this, okay? But these packs of wheels currently retail at 40 quid for 1 pack. So that's an £80 pack of wheels right there. Excuse me. These gigantic ones are just over 50 quid for a pack of 8. So these are a much more affordable wheel. They're not worse quality at all. They're just made by different people and they use different stuff. Okay. The stuff, by the way, the technical term for the stuff is urethane. How cute are the donut ones though? Oh, so cute. And yes, suitable for outdoor skating. Little donutty wheels with a decal on them. I'm just gonna move you over there for a sec. Okay, so my wheel Q&A. If you have got questions about roller skate wheels, you can feel free to drop them in the chat. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep talking. So basically, you pay for what you get. Oh, hi from Florida. Thank you so much for tuning in. You are now in Leeds in the UK. And I'm Mel from the Skate Sanctuary. All right. So roller skate wheels come in like there's a lot different quality, a lot different quality. These ones are cheap wheels, but they are designed, they're a lighter wheel. They're okay. You're going to have better quality, but if you have never had better quality, then these are probably fine. Okay. Where did that question go? There was totally a question and it's disappeared. Is it there? No. I don't know where it went. I'm so sorry. I think it was something about music, but if you wish to ask again, put it back in the chat. Otherwise, YouTube Live is not a thing, a platform. I'm still getting used to it. Apologies. Okay, so the other thing we need to be aware of is, will your wheels actually fit your skates? Because they might not. And I've definitely had people buy big wheels like these, nice clear wheels with glitter in as well, the Atom Pulse wheels. They've bought them and then discovered after they're unwrapped, they don't fit their skates. Can you imagine how devastating that is? So sad. So let me show you what I mean. So in the UK, we have boots like this. We also have Moxie Beach Bunnies, which are very popular for getting started with. But this Rookie Artistic roller skate is just over £100 and it's pretty decent for getting started with. Now, this is a 58 millimeter wheel. That's telling me the size, the diameter, right, from edge to edge of this wheel, 58 millimeter wheel. This one is 65 millimeters, and you can see it's a good bit bigger. Now, my issue, if I'm trying to put a big wheel on, is this here bolt at the back. If I put on a wheel that is bigger, mate, these need a dust. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. If I try and put a bigger wheel on here, it might look like it's got clearance, but actually when I go to skate in it and press my weight into the edges, the whole truck is going to move and potentially this bolt is going to sink into the wheel that is much bigger and it will give you wheel bite. I have experienced it. It was a shortcut to the floor, right? It's not ideal. Not something that you particularly want to do. So if you've got a small wheel on, like measure your wheel if you're not sure. If you're upgrading your wheels for the first time, changing your wheels will make the biggest difference. Sorry, I've got a hair in my eye, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. If you've never changed your wheels, upgrading your wheels will make a really big difference. There are also other upgrades that I can tell you about if you've got questions like that, but this will make a big difference, especially if you've got like a stock roller skate where the whole thing comes out of a box, it's complete, and you've paid something like £100 or less. The quality is really, really variable. Massively depends on the brand. Rookie Artistics, we know in the UK, are pretty decent. They come with a wheel that's fairly rubbery. The boot lasts and lasts. We have got a ton of these as our hire skates. And as rentals, they have lasted for, some of them are like 6 years old. We need to probably retire some of them soon. But obviously, our rentals, we only use them indoors. If you're skating outdoors in them and you're using them in a lot more places, they are going to not last quite as long. But changing the wheel is something that's an easy way to customize your boot. But then you're like, I don't know what to change it for because there's too much choice. So that is why we made this wheel guide. Okay, I've put a lot of information in this wheel guide. There is a lot. It is free to download. Go to our website, type in the word guide into the search. Sorry, there's so much work. Maybe I'll try and put the link in when I'm done with the live. I'll pin it in the chat. And it's free to download. So if this is useful for you, that's the intention. Okay, that is all. So when moving on with our wheels, as I say, what you get is what you pay for. But if you are somewhat of I'm going to say if you're a skater, you've got one pair of boots, you want to upgrade, you want to go and skate and do all of the things in all of the places, you're just getting your skate on, you're going exploring. Maybe you like a little bit of a shuffle, maybe you like a bit of rolling outside, maybe you're going to experiment or you're dabbling in like a bit of skate park or whatever it is, and you're just kind of trying to find your groove and maybe explore your choices and your preferences. Something like the Radar Energy Wheel, the small one, it comes in different sizes. This one is a 57 millimeter wheel. People really, really enjoy this. And they enjoy it because the small size means you are not going to fly away. You're going to feel more in control of your speed. And especially if you're currently used to a small wheel, if you're used to a big wheel already, if you've got something like Moxie Lolly, which comes with a 65 millimeter wheel, this is going to feel slow to you. But if you're coming from a stock roller skate, like I say, the Rookie Artistic or something like that, then a wheel like this is going to actually feel similar, but more comfortable. You'll feel like gripped inside. So if you're trying to do slides, not the wheel for you. So let's move on a little bit, because lots of people really like the grip wheels, sometimes called soft wheels, sometimes called outdoor wheels, but we can use very soft wheels like this, which are 78A to maybe like 82A-ish. We are also able to use them indoors, and they are perfectly suitable for use indoors. What happens is you put your foot down, you go to push, your foot stays there, it pushes on the floor in a really predictable way. And we do find that a lot of people who have less experience as roller skaters, or what we would also call beginners, really like a grippy wheel. Okay, something's going to move you around just a wee bit to here. So then in my wheel display, we've got a massive collection of light up wheels, because do you know what? Light up wheels, light up gear, not just for kids. We very much enjoy a light up wheel. In fact, I have the new luminous ones on my boots. I think that's the only wheel that's come out recently. And I was like, I really need that wheel. And I own a skate shop. So it's not often that that happens. But now I'm going to have to get them and show you. So just hang on 2 secs. Here we go. Okay, so this is my favorite skate. These wheels are the light up wheels. Are you ready? Okay. Look how the color changes. So as you're rolling around, that is just doing itself, just changing color. And then they start doing this crazy flashy thing. I don't know what the technology is, but I am here for it, right? And then it just goes back through the cycle again. Now, for some reason, and I don't know why, Luminous have not charged more for this wheel. Like they could have done. They could have easily slapped an extra $5 on these per set, but they haven't. So the vast majority of Luminous wheels are mix and match sets of 4, right? Sets of 4. Don't forget, 4 wheels is only good for 1 roller skate. So if you are a 2 roller skate person, you will require 2 sets of wheels. So you can totally mix and match the colors, or you can just go with a full set, right, of whatever works for you. They are literally the most fun wheels ever. Would recommend. So things that we know about how people buy their wheels. By the way, this is the rainbow set, that set that I just showed you. How nice is the box? Everything else is shrink wrapped. They come in a box. They could have charged more. These wheels are like crazy value right now. They're £30, £29.95 for a set of 4 wheels. So they're £60 for a full set. But I have got luminous wheels that have lasted like 5 years or more. And sometimes the magnet inside just gets a bit dim, but they still light up. They're fine. Again, it depends where you use them. So here is an unwrapped one. Okay, so in the center, there is like this magnet. Can you see the kind of teeth around the edge? That is the magnet technology. And it comes with this little magnetic spacer that sits in the middle like that. Okay, and it kind of clicks into place. And then you put one bearing in the back, one bearing in the front. And if you get if you get if you get the bearings from us as well, we will fit them for you. So ask your local skate shop. Amazon won't do this for you. Big brands, big box stores won't do this for you, but ask your local skate shop and they probably will. Okay. If you're not sure what you're doing, you need a bearing in the back, a bearing in the front. So every wheel needs 2 bearings, which is 16 in total. Usually, roller skate bearings will come as one pack of 16. So you just need one pack of bearings, and it is an additional cost that you need to factor in. Bearings, we will talk about in a bit. Feel the questions coming. But so if with your luminous wheel, you have to make sure the bearings are like pressed in tightly against the magnetic spacer. It has to like hold this magnetic spacer really firmly in place. Otherwise, it will not light up. So right now, this is not going to light up because it's just going to turn and nothing's going to happen. Right? I have to hold the bearing in place. But on my skate, where the bearings are already installed, then it is going to light up. Okay. And sometimes what I do, if the magnetic spacer is being a little bit pesky, I can over tighten the nut just a little bit, just enough to hear it kind of push the bearings fully in, and then loosen it a tiny bit so that it's rolling freely and it's lighting up. Very, very occasionally, you get a very dodgy magnetic spacer and it might need replacing, but just go back to your local skate shop and they'll swap it for you, or they'll help you tweak it until it works. They do sell replacement ones if there's ever a problem. And if you are a creative person, because I know lots of skaters are, the white glitter ones in particular dye with RIT synthetic dye beautifully. We've done some gorgeous, like different color patterns on the white glitter wheels. They've got a very slight blue tinge to them, so just be aware of that if you're color mixing. But mwah, right, they look great. So there are a ton of choices in luminous wheels. They are really hard to keep in stock, but the vast majority of them are 62 millimeters, which is a kind of a middle size in what I would call a standard wheel range. So 57 millimeters is small. There are smaller. We'll get to those in a minute. They're usually firmer wheels. Then there is 65, which is big, and 62 is kind of in the middle. So these will fit most skates. And you just need to make sure that if you are mixing and matching your wheels, obviously they're the same size, because you can get small luminous wheels, which if you tried to mix and match 2 wheels of different sizes, you're going to feel lopsided. So not recommended. And we have had all kinds of questions from people. And again, as a skate shop, we just want you to get your stuff and be happy and know it fits. So sometimes people will order 1 pack of wheels. So we will usually send you a message and say, hey, did you mean to just order 1 pack of wheels? Or did you not realize you needed to order 2 packs of wheels? And it totally depends. Sometimes people are like, oh, I did mean to order 1 pack of wheels because I should have ordered 2, but I accidentally ordered 1 pack from a different skate shop. And now I'm like dying. So I just need the 1. And sometimes people are like, oh no, I didn't realize that I needed 2. That's cool. Thank you so much. Like, if we can save you the shipping, because we can't always ship for free, then let's at least put them in the same envelope so you're not going to have to pay twice, right? Okay, so within the luminous wheels, the glittery ones, can you see this finish? It's very pretty. Have like a slightly different sparkle effect with the lights than the ones that are more like this very single color compound, like more these original ones have no glitter in them and they're just like white. Then there is also a style that they've called Sixies where they've put more LED lights in so they're extra bright in the dark. And do you know what? Safety first, people. Let's get light up wheels on because safety first. These ones that have got a, can you see in the middle there's a black hub versus these ones, for example, that have got a white hub. The black hub on some of these, where they're a single color, no glitter, they also glow in the dark. So if you enjoyed that as a small child of having glow in the dark like stars on your ceiling or dinosaurs or whatever it was, you might also enjoy these wheels because in order to light up, the wheel has to be spinning. When it stops spinning, it stops lighting up. These ones charge off the lights and you stop and they carry on glowing for a bit. Very cool. So, it's just quite enjoyable. A whole bunch of other brands got in on the light up act. So Moxie have got a Cosmo Glow wheel where they've put in the LED is a different color. It's not just white. And that's pretty enjoyable. They're slightly pricier, but they're also like a very slightly different size and shape. They're a bit softer, so you might prefer these if you're outside. Atom have got some light up wheels that flash that are outdoor and 65. They're like big, chunky, and very stable for outside. And again, like really great, really nice to skate on outside because you're going to bounce over cracks. Great. I'm quite lazy when it comes to my skate setups now. I cannot really be bothered to change wheels a lot of the time. So I'm happy with the Luminous Standard, which are 85A. They kind of sit in the middle. A lot of people consider them a hybrid wheel, but they're on slightly the softer side. And I will skate outside in them. If I know I'm doing distance outdoors, then I will probably put on an outdoor specific wheel. But if I'm just like skating around town, I probably won't bother. I'll just have a skate around town. It's good. And then wherever I end up, I'll skate there for a bit. That's all good. Okay, moving on. So we're in our mid to firm end now. And this is where we'll start to get a little bit more specialist. So we have zoned our wheel display and we've got, these are skate park wheels. So these are sections, right? We've got skate park, we've got derby, we've got artistic, we've got dance. Jam and speed are like kind of mixed in with the other ones. So in our skate park wheels, probably Moxie Fun Day is where I would start. If you've never changed your stock wheel, then just be a little bit careful, right? Again, this depends on your experience and it depends on your confidence. If you are a very confident person and you've been skating for time, like a few years maybe, or you're like, do you know what? I feel like I'm really slow. I've not had the means where I could upgrade my wheels before now, and you want a massively different experience, then absolutely go for something that's very different. If you do not have that, then I'm just going to like urge a little bit of caution because anytime you change your kit, the experience is changed. It's not necessarily going to make you a better skater. And that is something that is quite upsetting to a lot of people. So I am here for the no BS and I'm sorry, but that's how it is. You have to learn how you operate on these wheels. They are not going to make you better. Once you understand how to control them, then you will unlock a different set of skills. Like you can move differently on them because wheels that are firm slide more or have the capacity to slide more. They have less grip because they are firmer than grip wheels. But therefore, you will also probably go a bit faster. Your body might feel unsettled. So it depends. This is why I say it depends on the kind of person you are. if you're somebody that is like quite thrill seeking, if you enjoy being pushed out of your comfort zone, like shoved out of it, then right, crack on, get yourself the firm wheels and see how it feels. If you're not that kind of person, then you might want to make steps more gradually, but ask me the questions of like where you're at now, and I can maybe make some suggestions. Because if depending on where you are, you're not going to shop with me anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to like gatekeep information or say like only people who shop with me I'm going to give them advice or suggestions. Like, no, we want people to skate and be happy, and that's what's most important. So we're not going to build a supportive skate community if we don't get information out there. And that is why, sorry if I'm going to wave this around again, I've made a free wheel guide. Like, it's literally free. Go on our website, type in guide in the search, and you can download it for £0 and 0 pence. Right? You are beholden to nothing apart from I hope it helps. Because we've not even talked about shape or any of those things. So Moxie Fun Day, I think if I only had one wheel, if I was allowed one for the rest of my life, it would be a very difficult choice. It would, depending on my mood, it would probably be a luminous wheel, but a very close second or third would be this one. The other one is the complex Ghibli wheel. Oh, what a wheel. But this is just pretty indestructible. It's one of the, like, I feel this is a hard wheel that's kind of been rubber dipped. I don't know what it's made of. Obviously, Moxie are never going to give away their secret compounds, but it's pricey. This is £100, and yes, you will need 2 packs. And yes, they look like little ice creams, which is very adorable. But they do come, and some people don't like the decals on them. You can wipe decals off usually with like acetone or something like that, nail varnish remover. But yeah, they're dyeable as well. If you really hate them, you can like take that off and dye them black. But actually, they are a very robust wheel. I have had some Moxie Fun Day wheels on my park skates 6 or 7 years now, since like they first came out, and they're still in fairly decent condition. I think I had the creme de menthe ones. I have re-dyed them a green. They just kind of discolor over time. All wheels do that anyway, especially if you're outside, because there is dirt outside and it will get ground into the wheels. It's just how it is. So, but yeah, they're very enjoyable. I like them at the skate park because I do not like sliding. I'm not a person that enjoys roller coasters, so I find going too high, it doesn't make me feel safe. So I need to feel really in control, and I don't get opportunity to go to the skate park a lot and feel that I can practice. Whereas I have a studio, so I can work on other flat ground things and like dance things way more easily. It's so much more accessible. Skate park skaters, I have got like mad amounts of respect for, because to be able to be upside down or just enjoy that kind of speed and this motion makes me feel like slightly worried. But anyway, yeah, so skate park wheels do come in harder varieties. So we've got in stock at the moment some of the Kaya wheels. These ones are 101. And again, same kind of principles. The bigger the wheel, the faster you're going to go. So they are 60 millimeters. You are going to go faster than the Moxie Fun Day. They're also firmer. So there will be less friction to grip and slow you down. So any pushing that happens, you're going to like, whew. So when you see people, for example, like riding bowl bombers or something like that, they're going to be a hard wheel. It's going to be a hard landing, folks. So you're going to make sure that you're going to bend your knees, right? Because I'd be using really hard wheels like this. For me personally, probably never, but really hard wheels, I would probably only use them on wood, because any kind of irregularity on concrete, or the worst ones like the metal parks with like metal ramp and then a lip where it transfers onto tarmac or concrete, like it's a no. These need to be used in nice quality skate parks, otherwise you're going to have a pretty miserable time. I'm sorry. So let's just chat about the shape, because the skate park wheel has got a curved edge, right, which is a different shape to something like a roller derby wheel, which is wider and has a straight edge, or let's go dominoes, a dance wheel, which also has a straight edge and a very like cylindrical barrel shaped wheel. Okay. So the curved edge is nice for transition, really nice for skate parks and the flowy move. This does not have an edge. So when you hear people talking about edges, if you hear people talking about use your edges, you can't on this wheel because it doesn't have any. This has a curved edge. Okay, sorry. It has a curved edge because it's designed for flow. So if you're doing like nice flowing shapes, or you're going around the transition, you're trying to carve or something like that, you want to be able to flow across the wheel without like basically being on an edge, like a corner, because in a skate park the angles are all different, right? So you're going to need to make sure that because the angles are different and you're not on flat ground, you have got this edge on the wheel that's going to adapt and support you as you're skating. So you can go up and down the transition, you can pump in to the curve if you need to, and you can bring your body weight out, and you're going to have a smooth feeling, and it will be more predictable, which would be much harder to do in a firm wheel that has got an edge, in my opinion. I mean, there's a reason that they're all shaped like this. Okay. It took me, by the way, a very long time to understand how feeling your edges works, like probably most of a decade, a good, I don't know, 7-8 years. At which point I was like, oh, so I've now tried a lot of wheels. I've skated in a bunch of different skate boots. I have tried a bunch of different plates, and tried a lot of different disciplines. Now I get it. So when I hear people who are like 6 weeks, 8 weeks in, 6 months in, talking about, oh yeah, I've been told I've got to use my edges, I am baffled that they even can feel them. And my question would be, I mean, depending on your boot, you might think you can feel them, but actually you probably can't feel them. But it's going to take you like a ton more experience to go, oh, that is what she was on about, or that's what the person, whoever's video tutorial, whatever that you were watching, that's what they meant by edges. I get it now. You can also use edges to describe the side of the boot that you're pushing into. It doesn't necessarily have to be the wheel, but if you're talking about the edges of your wheel, if it's not this shape, you won't feel them. Additionally, on a grip wheel or a soft wheel, you can't hold the edge of a wheel because when you put weight on it, it's going to compress. You're going to squeeze it. So you can't really hold an edge in a soft wheel either. It's just like one of those things that when people come in and try and chat about stuff, like honestly, if you've got a question, just ask it. I won't always pretend to know stuff. If I don't know stuff, I will tell you I don't know stuff. But if you pretend to know stuff and I'm like, I don't think you know what you're talking about, then it just like, or I just get confused and I can't help you properly. What wheels do you recommend for someone that wants to trail and jam and dance at the same time? Got you. So I would probably say the small radar energy wheels, just because they are good quality. So you will have a nice experience as you're skating along, but you'll have the control of a small wheel, because for dancers, you want to have that on the spot control. If you have, so this is a bigger wheel, 59 millimeter. Let me get a bigger wheel. Hang on a second. Oh, can she open the box though? So these are a complex tango wheel, which are at 63 millimeter wheel. Did not mean to do that. Ooh, how enjoyable is that color though, right? Okay, So this is, she's bigger than this, right? But slimmer. So this is delightful for dance, but actually the smaller version, the Ghibli one, which is the same size as this, but you would not enjoy this for trail because it's a little bit too firm and you'd just be shaken about. So I guess because the two disciplines are quite different, you and especially when you're stopping, you've kind of got to decide, do I want toe stops? Do I not want toe stops? It depends on your trail and what you're used to. um, Smaller wheels will give you that control on the spot. A bigger wheel, if you're trying to hold this balance point, you're going to roll off it quicker. Small movements in your upper body over your wheel will have a bigger effect on the wheel than a smaller one. So you will maintain better control. And that's why Radar brought crush wheels out, which come in 84 and 88A. You do not choose on the color, we choose on the function. But these were designed like when we couldn't be inside in those times, to be an outdoor dance wheel, and they are smaller than the energy wheels, but they are firmer. So this would be too frustrating if you are skating outdoors. You're like slow. You'd have to sprint on these to keep up with people. The other thing with the crush wheels, like you've got to be a bit careful when you start getting smaller than 57 mil because they don't fit all skates. If you have a kingpin, I mean, not everyone's going to have this fancy plate, right? But if you've got a roll line plate or something like that, and it's got a long kingpin, even like Pilot Falcon, you can't put a really tiny wheel on here because this nut is actually going to touch the floor and you will grind it down and you will ruin your plate. Please don't do it. So if you've got a specific plate or you're not sure, then just be a little bit cautious with your current wheels and what you're switching them for. A kind of safe bet is to measure your existing wheel and kind of pick something around there. If you have got more specific questions, people will sometimes WhatsApp us photos and we can like have a little look and see if we understand, if we know the brands, because there are so many brands now of skate that we do not pretend to stock them all. We know what we like. We've tried what we like. We've tested what we like. We've also rejected what we don't like, for lots of reasons, including we can't swap out the wheels on those boots or it's not built properly. So, or sometimes it's like longevity, but whatever the reason, if you might not be able to get tiny wheels on. So the Radar Energy are a safe bet. They are a bit spenny. Okay. I do appreciate that. So yeah, they're £40 for a pack of 4. That's £10 per wheel, but they will last and last and last. Okay. So that would be my suggestion. But they come in like bright colors, only bright colors. Fun to mix and match, but yeah, bright colors only. Okay. Hope that answers your question. So the complex wheels, these are a bit bigger, and derby players, sometimes we talk about jam and rhythm in terms of roller dance as kind of the same thing. And in my understanding, I don't think they are, not quite the same. So as far as I understand, jam skating is a form of roller dance, but it incorporates some floor moves, often done on a low cut boot, very similar to a roller derby low cut boot, and has larger wheels, with sometimes an aluminium hub, but like wide wheels, so that if you're doing like breaking style moves on the floor, again, not me, upper body strength of a noodle, but you know, it's what it is, then actually you need a similar shaped wheel to kind of hold your balance and roll wheels out and stuff on the floor. So some dancers will try and use some jam moves, like some kind of floor moves. I don't think it's just floor moves in jam because break dancers don't only are not on the floor. Okay, awesome. Glad that helps. So yeah, they're halo wheels. Radar halos are very popular. But you might have noticed that these wheels, can you see they've got an aluminium hub? The middle of the wheel, shiny. Okay, and again, we do not buy stuff just because it's shiny, because now we get very expensive wheels. So wheels like this, we're talking like what? Who, like £140 for a full set of wheels. Okay, that's a lot of money, team, and that doesn't include bearings. So you're not going to be shoving a 15 quid bearing in £140 worth of wheel. You're just not going to do it. So why are we spending so much money on a wheel? Well, do you know what? If you've been skating less than a year, you're not going to be spending 150 quid or 140 quid on a wheel. You're just not going to do it. Why? Why do you need it? The answer is to do with precision. So with a wheel, I keep picking up the same ones. You're just gonna have to bear with me. With a wheel that flexes more, this is fine. You want a wheel that you're going to use outside to flex because you want it to bounce and shock absorb over cracks. That is what we want. That is the purpose of this wheel. But if you're inside and you're doing something that requires more precision, or you're going for speed, or you're going for a jump, right? You're an artistic skater and you're trying to jump and turn, or you know your skate so well that you're trying to unlock whatever it is you're unlocking, and you've been working and working and working, and it's like 5 years later and you're still working on it. Sometimes upgrading your wheel to include tiny bit more precision, changing your cushions out, just making very tiny adjustments will unlock a 1% here, 1% here, 1% here, and it will add up to like 10% overall. But we are talking about athlete level. Make sure you get properly fed. Make sure you're taking your rest seriously. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Most of us who are recreational leisure skaters simply do not require that level of precision. But, you know, if you're a serious hobbyist, you just want to reach the best that you can, you know, I'm not going to deny you very expensive wheels. I'm just telling you probably don't need them. But some people like the shiny, so it's no problem. Okay, so with an aluminium hub, it holds the wheel rigid. There is zero flex with an aluminium hub. The other wheel that looks like that is the Varsity Plus, also has an aluminium hub. Again, you're looking at like 140 quid's worth of wheel in total. Usher used these on his tour, just if you want to know. We've also got, these ones are imported, they're Sure Grip wheels, the All American Dreams. So these are like surprisingly heavy. I realize you can't tell, but for a small wheel, and I think what's really wild is you look at this one, this is a 57 millimeter wheel. It's 38 millimeters across, or maybe 30 millimeters across, I think, and hard, right? This is a very firm wheel. You've also got Sure Grip Fame wheel, right? Same size and shape, the same, like about 50 quid. And that's just because the quality of the compound is completely different. Okay, but also this one does not have a metal hub, right? So the wheels are so like stepping stones in your experience level, and you don't have to go harder all the time. It does not have to be like that. But we were talking about, if you're used to only like a stock roller skate, you've had a boot come out of the box and you're like, ooh, what's next for me? Then have a think about your goals. And this is something, if you want to join me to yap along for some less time than probably today, oh no, maybe the same, but with slightly more structure, on New Year's Eve, I've got a session which is 6:30 till 7:30 p.m. UK time, and it is about intention setting for 2026, because I think it's really easy for us to be caught up in like not jealousy, but maybe minor envy of when we see people on social media or our friends that we're skating with. We're like, I wish I could do that. And sometimes that's really useful because it can act as inspiration. So we can go, I wish I could do that. Cool. I'm going to talk to that person and go, I wish I could do that. Can you help me? Which is possible if you skate with them. But if it's just something that you see and it's like a finished product, or even if it's someone's transformation journey, it can be really demotivating when they apparently have taken 2 weeks to do this insane 360 jump, whatever it is, like whatever you've been trying to work on, and you're like, this person appears to have just done it. And unless they fully explain their backstory of experience, we have no idea what they could already do. And I have beaten myself up mentally many, many times. It's miserable. I can fully remember not understanding Instagram when Instagram first came out. Yep, I'm old. And seeing people, like, they put up these still pictures of them in the skate park. And this was at a point where I was like, I've never set foot in a skate park in my life. I was in like my mid 30s. What am I even doing here? So I'm having a go, right? Which actually I gave myself zero credit for, but I had a go. I was doing some jumps out of flat bank ramps and all kinds of stuff. But I would see people doing these like yoga poses in midair, airing the coping. And I was like, how? How is that even a thing? How do they stall? How do they do this stuff? And so I didn't understand that the stalling wasn't them just hanging out on the coping, just standing there doing like various positions and literally freezing and coming to a complete stop. They were on and off. It was duh. And the photographer would just capture that moment. They'd pick the best one and then go, cool, I'm going to post that. It sent me into a complete tailspin, and I'm sure I'm not the only person. I had to like step away from social media for a while. It was like an absolute mind messery. But what I'm grateful for is it gave me the opportunity to go, hang on a second, why is this making me feel like this? It's somebody I've never even met, or maybe it's someone I have met. But why is this making me feel like this? Is it because this is something I want to do? What are even my goals? What is this? And then I kind of went, oh, hang on a second. I don't actually like being upside down. It's not for me. So at that point, I was like, oh, cool. This feels really different. And when I started to go back, I was able to say, I don't like being upside down. This is nice because now I can fully celebrate you in you achieving your goals and you being upside down, because I I don't want to do that. It's not one of my goals. And I'm fully here for you. And I feel that that made me grow as a person and kind of let go of old narratives and things that didn't serve me. Really, emotional maturity. I wish it had come sooner. But do you know what? It took its time, but I finally got there. And obviously, it's a work in progress. I'm still working on it, because there are times when it's late at night and you're like, you shouldn't be scrolling, it's bad for your mental health, and you are and you're like, that one thing that you see that makes you want to throw your phone across the room. I'm not worried about it anymore, because I don't know what it was. I got to 45 and just went, I don't really care anymore. Everyone is going to do their own thing, and that's awesome. But what I want to do now is help people not feel like I did. I felt completely alone, totally isolated, like I was the only person in the world who was making zero progress, the only person who couldn't do any of these things. I'd been working and working and working, and what was the point? And I know other people feel like that with their hobbies, but we don't talk about it. And that's really sad. So if I can help people by doing a little bit of intention setting and helping you realize, like, what is it that you enjoy? What are your highlights? What do you want to achieve? Then that's my gift this year. And it's free. It's an online session. I don't want to charge any money for it. We're a not-for-profit company, and this is like how I want to start the year, with best of intentions. So no more questions. I'm just having a look in the chat. We're now on super hard wheels. I realize we minor glossed over derby wheels. I feel you'll come back to me if you have more. So the super hard wheels, I don't know why I've put my hand on those. The Ghibli wheels are not super hard wheels, but they are a dream. So if you have not heard of this brand, Complex Ghibli are one of my favorites, and this would, depending on the day, this would like sometimes be the only wheel that I want to own, right? I showed you the Tango ones before. So Complex are based in Italy, and I email the like main CEO guy occasionally, who I'm pretty sure they're a very small business, like we are a very small business. He's still totally working in his business. I don't think he makes the wheels. I think they just press them and they're to their design. But so this is a wheel that has a hub. The outside and the inside are different. It's a very lightweight wheel because the holes keep it quite light. It's a very rigid plastic in the middle, very, very, very hard. And it is very hard to get bearings in. So if you do not have a bearing press, prepare to basically break your thumbs because you're not going to press these in easily. My tip for these is to warm up the wheel with a hairdryer very gently, warm them, and the bearing might slip in more easily, but really you need a bearing press. They're not mad expensive from Sure Grip. You can get them for like 40 quid. And if you are a member of like a skate club or something like that, roller derby league, they hopefully have a bearing press that you could go and use. Otherwise, chat to your local skate shop because we have one. We're pressing wheels all day long, pressing bearings into the wheels. So your Complex Ghibli wheel, small wheel, 57 millimeter, again, fits most plates, has an edge, hurrah. But this is a very slim wheel. So can you see compared to even the Sure Grip Fame wheel, there's a few millimeters that it's slimmer, but because this hub sticks out at the back, you've got the width of this, but the amount of contact with the floor is less. So you have greater maneuverability, which is a joy. Okay, bearings for the radar wheels. I would say go with something cheaper end. I don't know what country you're in, but in the UK, we have Rio bearings, which are super cheap, very affordable. We sell them for £15 for a full pack, and they're totally fine. You can spend a lot of money on bearings. You do not need to. So if you, okay, USA, something like Bones Reds, totally fine, really mid range, but you don't need to be spending loads. What I will say is try to get ones that have got a removable shield. I'm trying to think of like other brands. I don't know because I don't know the prices of them, but probably something that Sure Grip does, like Cube might be okay. I don't know who does cheese balls. We can't get them in the UK. But yeah, Bones Reds are a pretty standard bearing, 8 millimeter, absolutely fine. Obviously, depending on your skate, but most USA brands, you want an 8 millimeter bearing. Okay, these are a 93A. So these are firmer, not super firm. I like them. Okay, this for me has the right amount of slip, not too much slip. For some people, they're like, I want more slippery. I enjoy these. The only thing with the Complex Ghibli, which you will not enjoy because no one enjoys this, is mint green, which is 93A. This is the only hardness they come in. You cannot get them in anything else, right? These peachy ones, I mean, so cute, right? These are 90A. They only come in 98 in this color. And lilac is 88. That's it. All right. So there is one color per durometer, which I presume is how they kind of keep the cost down. But the first year we got these in, like I say, as a skate shop and as a skate shop owner and a brand, we want to make sure that the stuff we sell isn't coming back. Don't bring it back to me because I ain't got time, right? Dealing with returns takes up a crazy amount of time. And essentially, if products come back to me, like 2 or 3 times, we will not sell it anymore because it is a waste of my time. I would rather help people with stuff that is good. So the first year we got these in, because I've had experience of using firm wheels, doing a T-stop outside, and you put a flat spot in it. So you basically slide it along the ground on concrete and it creates a flat spot. That means every single time you roll, there's a gadung, 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 which never goes away. The only time you can get rid of it is if you fully cut down the entire wheel. And I do not know someone who has a spare lathe. We don't have one here. So essentially, you ruin your wheels, right? And I have done that within 2 minutes of putting a brand new set of wheels on that were not intended for outdoor use. And I was like, I know better. I did not know better. So I ruined my wheels and learnt the lesson by paying the price of another brand new set of wheels, which sucked because there's like not endless money, right? I was a single parent at the time. Anyway, these, I said to my friends, the first year we got them in was like maybe 4 years ago now. Take them to Skate Love Barcelona. We are doing all of the skating outside on them. And if you can put a flat spot in them, if you can, I will replace your set of wheels for free, because I had done a little bit of testing outside and I was pretty sure they were good, but I wanted other people's opinions. So 4 of us took these wheels of different durometers. They go from 88 to 98. 88, these are 90. Then we've got a 93, 96 is yellow, 98 is blue. We took them, we could not ruin them. What an absolute joy. We could not ruin the wheels. So therefore, hurrah, they are good. They are good to go. They are long lasting. Again, they do discolor over time, but you can dip dye them in ripped synthetic dye. And I genuinely love these wheels. Like, I don't know what it is about them. They just feel like buttery smooth. They've got the right amount of grip. The only thing that I will say that is a big challenge for non-artistic roller skaters is, okay, so I'm going to go back to the mint green. These ones say on them soft 93. Okay, soft. And we would not describe a 93A durometer wheel as soft. We would not. But we are talking about these wheels only relative to themselves, not all of the wheels. Okay. I'm going to have to move you because otherwise my battery is going to die. So forgive me a second. Okay. We're going to have to do a little unplug. Oh God, this is a challenge, right? Right, we're just going to have to deal with having different sound quality. My apologies. Essentially, the durometer of those wheels and the fact that they say soft, extra soft, is referring to someone who is an artistic roller skater that needs to know when they're competing that every floor is going to feel the same. So let's say their regular floor is like a wooden floor. They're going to use a wheel that maybe is suitable for a slippery wooden floor. So they want something that is firm or harder. If they're going to compete on something that is like a composite floor or something like that, or it's got a coating on it that means it's grippier, they're going to want something that performs differently. So when they're doing their jumps and turns and spins and everything else, it's the same. So depending on the floor, of the scale of the floor, the scale of the wheel will change to keep it the same. I kind of think visually, sorry. If you get visual stuff, then go check out the last video where I like draw loads of diagrams about the nervous system and why I believe roller skating and the nervous system are really useful for learning about each other. Okay. I'm almost done because the super hard ones at that end, which will give you the maximum slide, and there's some small ones as well. So we kind of get smaller wheels, we get more specialist wheels. And here we go. I'll just bring them down here where the plug is. So the Von Merlins are what I would call a specialist wheel. They're a 103. They've got a very slightly curved lip. So they have an edge, but the edge is a different shape. And that is because they're designed by Mo himself. And man knows what he's doing. He's got a lot of skating experience. Then we've got clay. Clay wheels. They are a vibe, a scary vibe for folks in the UK who are not used to clay. If you've never seen someone skate on clay, then, oh my God, said no one ever. It's funny, but not funny if that person is you, okay? So these are Fomac wheels, known as a clay, and they're so hard, they do not have a durometer. They're just harder. There are other wheels like the old style rental wheels, Sure Grip Velvet. I think we do have a set, I just didn't pick them up. Again, these are very heavy wheels. The old rental wheels, like the USA rental wheels, which are bright orange, are made from a substance called vanathane, which is no longer in production. So there's like vanathane type compounds now that exist. I don't understand why people like them because they're too hard for me, as I have established earlier. I have tested those wheels. I do not enjoy them. They're too slidey. I don't feel stable, so it's not a wheel for me. But Fomac wheels, they're designed for sliding. So you can't push in the same way in a hard wheel. Your foot will get to here and then it slips. So you have to take like lots of little tiny pushes, and it looks a bit crazy because you're kind of jogging, right? So on a this wheel, and then you are meant to jump or turn in some way and like pop a shape, hold that shape, and you go sideways. So when I say different wheels give you a different experience, they do not necessarily make you better. So if you've heard, I need hard wheels to do roller dance and they're going to make me better, and you went and bought yourself a set of like mini Mac clay wheels because you were like, oh yeah, these are the hardest ones, I can totally cope with those, I think you'd probably be unpleasantly surprised if you've only ever skated on stock wheels. You'd be like, what are these? Right? It's just, they're such a different experience. They're so different. Even more rare, I think we've only sold 2 packs of these, are the fibers. Let me just, for context, that is a mini Mac wheel. This is a fiber. Radar Energy, right? That's the 57mm Radar Energy. That's smaller. Look at the size of that one. Okay, you are not fitting this wheel on most skate plates. This is a very specialist wheel designed for sliding, and you need a low ride plate for this to go on. There's absolutely no way around that. But we have them, and I think we're the only people in the UK that have them because I'm that weirdo that likes to stock really odd things that are hard to get. Like, I want us to be a place that people know that they can come and get support if they need it, like ask the questions. You're not going to get any BS answers from us. Basically, if we think we can't help you, we'll tell you. If you want our honest opinion, you just need to ask. Otherwise, I will probably just not tell you. And not that, it's mostly because I know what I have to say is not what people want to hear, which is go keep skating more, and these wheels are not magic. They're not going to make outdoors any different. You've been skating for 3 months. It's not enough time that magic wheels exist yet. So it's just something people don't like hearing, and I'm not trying to be like high and mighty about it at all. In fact, the whole reason that I was like, I don't want to be that person is why we developed a resource called the Wheel Library. So a vast majority of these wheels, we have got at least one set that people who come to our space are able to use and try on their skates, so that do they fit my skates? Yes, hurrah. And how do I like them before I spend £100 on a pack of wheels? Do I even like them? Because if I spend £100 on a pack of wheels, I pop the packaging and it's open, they are mine. Even if they've never gone on a skate, like I can't shrink wrap this back in. So they're your wheels. And the wheel library just helps to eliminate that issue. So yeah, if you don't believe me, you don't have to believe me. You can just go try them for yourself and see. The Sure Grip motion wheels, no, we haven't got all the Sure Grip range in because there's no distributor in the UK. We have to go direct to Sure Grip, and I think they're like a similar like outdoorsy wheel. I think Sure Grip products are generally pretty great, but from what I understand about them as a brand, they are the like affordable brand versus Rydell. And like, that's not to compare anyone because every brand has got its different target market, but the Sure Grip products might be slightly less longer lasting, the quality might be slightly different, the build quality might be slightly different, and that's not a terrible thing at all, right? I really like the Sure Grip products. We've got, for example, the Avanti plates, we've got the Avenger magnesium plates, I've got one of those, but they are a little bit heavier. They are at a cheaper price point, but I think Sure Grip products generally are really great. So I think if you're going to get those, you probably won't go far wrong. Motion wheels though, are they outdoor? They sound outdoor. But yeah, I would say you'd be absolutely fine. It's some of the newer brands, like, I don't even know who they are. Some of the ones, they've popped up all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm being too harsh. Yeah, you'll be fine. Outdoor wheels will be fine. I'm being too harsh on these new brands because I've tried brands previously and thought, I don't know who designed this because they're just miserable when you put them on. They like pinch, and I don't have particularly wide feet. I'm just like average foot, and it was not good. And yeah, they were like really long and just but narrow, and I was like, I don't know who likes these. And I've tried a few different skates in like 21, 22, and then gave it a break because I got fed up of buying stuff. Like, we didn't get sent stuff for free to review, we had to buy it. So I thought, okay, let's get some more stuff this year. We've been here for like 18 months now. Let's see if the market's changed and we can get a brand that maybe offers a suede style or a suede boot at a more affordable price, because the first suede boot I think we've got on offer price point wise is like £250, and it is a Sure Grip Boardwalk, which, as I say, I think it's a great boot and it's durable, it's great. So we tried to find one that was around maybe £150, £180. Got this new brand in and didn't like them. I was like, oh, okay, I recognize that these have been made in a factory similar to a brand that we stocked previously that doesn't exist anymore. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I think that maybe the feel of the boot is different, but the shape of the boot is very similar. Tried them on, there's more structure in them, but I was like, no, I can't stock this. And because they're more of like a fashion brand, this is where we have to be a little bit careful for us to protect ourselves as a small business. Fashion brands tend to bring out new colours seasonally. That is a problem for us, because if we buy like a bunch of skates in 8 different sizes, right, we've got a stack of skates in that size, they bring out a new colorway or 2 new colorways, this one is on sale and we didn't buy it at sale price, but you're expecting it at sale price, that's really bad business for us. So we decided that it was not, our shop wouldn't turn over enough of those types of skate. and we were just going to leave it for someone else to buy. You can get those from somewhere else. We didn't love it, and therefore we were like, we can't stock it because we don't love it. Because if we don't love something, I can't look someone in the eye and tell them that I think they're making a great choice for themselves, right? Just can't do it. And in fact, we've got rid of product lines that were only okay because I was like, they're only okay. I can't tell you more than that because I think they're okay. If you've got no experience, you won't know. So therefore, fine, you'll find them fine, but I can't love them. So when the line, like, eventually we were like, right, we've got no more of these, we're going to choose to not restock them. We just couldn't do it. And then, yeah, because I go out to like different places every now and again, and we've got customers all over the place, which is amazing, and we're extremely grateful because they all help to keep our small space running. But I can't look someone in the eye in like Edinburgh or London or wherever else we're skating with them and be like, oh yeah, that skate that I built you, I put something that was like questionable quality on, I'm so sorry. I just can't do it. So yeah, no, it doesn't make me feel good in business. So I was like, no, need to stick to our values here and not sell it. And plenty of people have been like, Mel, you need to sell this in Skate Sanctuary. I'm like, no, that's not for me, that's for someone else. Yeah, Beach Bunny's great. Cool, amazing. Yeah, high fives to all of the folks who are like 40 plus and 50 plus. Yes, I would stick with the Beach Bunnies. They're great, absolutely fine, until you get to a point where you're like, I feel limited by what I can do with these. Stick with them. I would say that, so I'm 48. The majority of folks who come and skate with us and come to our skate classes are 45 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, because we need a space that is suitable for older people to, not older people, we're not older, we're just like, we're basically learning stuff in secret because it's a different energy to youth, and that's okay. So people, I mean, we've got people on our team who are in their early 20s, and we call them our kids because I do have a 20-year-old, and so they're like our kids. But essentially, you just have to agree with our values, and we're all good. But we're very chill, no competitive air. It just is what it is. That's awesome. I mean, just keep supporting people, and I think one of the biggest messages that I have on the different platforms that I'm at, I'm kind of trying to go in a bit more to YouTube, but certainly I'm quite active on TikTok, like yapping at camera. Instagram feels a bit more curated, I think, from what we try and post, and it's maybe more for a local audience because it's a busy platform for them. So Instagram and Facebook for us is like, this is on this week, this is happening. But TikTok and YouTube are much more general in terms of, I think this roller skate suggestion or this equipment suggestion, or this is something that I didn't know and I wish I had known. I think there must be just like a filter because I'm really not. Okay, but thank you, that's really kind. Yeah, we have a bunch of online courses now because I've had a lot of people say, Mel, I really like to learn with you, which I am very flattered by. But I think that the method that I use is highly different to most coaches that I have worked with. And that's just because lots of people have got maybe a dance background, which is incredible. So they've taken a dance background, they've learned to roller skate, and they've put dance skating together. I didn't have a dance background. I was a primary school teacher. So all of the things I did were hobbies, and very much I feel like a flailing, awkward person. So what I say to people now when they come to our roller dance class are, I'm a recovering awkward person. And essentially, I'm really not bothered that I'm not the best dancer because I'm not trying to be the best dancer. I'm not here to win competitions. I'm here to feel good in my body. While my body moves, that's all I care about. So I'm here to feel good. I'm here to support the people around me to also feel good. And that means for me in helping them navigate the like emotional and mindset traps that we sometimes set for ourselves that we don't know about, but also skill wise the things that are going to help you move forward quicker. Because I have started going back to dance classes. I've started going more seriously about 6 years ago, and my journey through dance, I've actually met some really incredible dancers who I had no clue at the time, um, and learned a lot of things from them about the in terms of movement and how to apply that movement to my skate experience. So I've brought together like some stuff from therapy. I've also done more like life coaching qualifications and skate coaching qualifications and like lots of other things. So the intersection of all of that is me essentially. And I'm sure there are other people out there who have maybe similar amounts of experience and have done lots of different things, but you know they maybe can't tell the story in the same way. So I'm all good. You resonate with who you resonate with, but um people seem to enjoy my style, which is great. I don't always ramble unscripted like this, but because I'm quite a visual person, I will like draw it out for you in a way that makes sense to me. So you can understand what your body is doing and feel that emotion and then help your body relax and then actually have a good chance of doing that movement yourself. Because if you are not relaxed, there is no roller skating that's happening. So I said to the two people, I had people in class today, only two, but it's all good. We're in the holidays. The two things that people tell you at the very start of your roller skating journey will be bend your knees and look where you are going. I don't know lots of other things, but those are generally the two things. Maybe like put your feet in a V, but usually those two things: bend your knees, look where you're going. Those are two of the hardest things to do at the beginning. In fact, almost impossible, because you cannot bend your knees if you are not relaxed. Show me somebody who goes to their first ever or second ever skate class in a new space with people they don't know, with an instructor they don't know, with like social rules about the space that they don't know, who is relaxed. That person is a rare unicorn. So I just do not believe that that's an easy thing to do. The second thing, which is look where you're going, incredibly hard to do, because we are sight, like it's sight first is usually our primary sense. Therefore, if your eyes are not looking at it, what if your body isn't doing it? So your brain believes you need to look at your feet to make sure your feet are in a V position and give that feedback all the time. Yes, yes, still in a V position. I'm looking, I can see them. Therefore, you cannot look where you are going. Whereas looking where you are going is so helpful for your balance, but you physically can't do it at the beginning. So you have to train yourself out of that habit and out of using your sight as the dominant sense as feedback for your body. And therefore, you need to move more into your body. I apologize if this sounds a bit woo-woo. Move into your body and join the muscle to the mind. So you've got that feeling, okay, when I put my feet in this position, how does it feel? I'm not looking at it right now. How does it feel? What's my body doing? What can I feel? And that's the part that I will try and connect for you, so that you're like, okay, cool. I can not rely on my sight quicker. I can get out of the other side, look where I'm going, and bend my knees quicker than if you'd not taken my class. So I have some very unorthodox ways of supporting people, but it's all about giving yourself permission to be supported. Because people, and this like, this is going to send me off on a rant, and I apologize because I plugged my phone in so that it wouldn't run out of battery, and now I have unlimited battery. So, okay, I will start ranting and I'll probably see you later. But essentially, I believe that roller skating can be a really great way to help us learn to take up space, both as a woman in midlife who I believe is expected to become invisible. Now I've had a kid and raised them. As a productive member of society, I just have to get on with my life and pay my taxes essentially. And do you know what? And then kind of leave life for the living for the young and beautiful, which is BS. Thank you very much. This is blue over my natural grey. I appreciate you. So I don't believe that that is where we should be. I think that Gen X, some of the millennials now who are getting to the like past 40, holy heck, we have earned our spot. We're going through some really challenging times, and also I want to choose to change the narrative for younger women who are looking to adulthood, and as a guidance, I don't want to pretend that you get to a certain age and everything is like all sorted in a line, that you should be married and have however many kids and da 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 da. No, that you still have advocacy over your life, you have a choice, you feel empowered to do what you want to do. But I don't want my young employees to spend 16 years of their life to have to learn the lessons that took me 25 years to learn, right? I just don't want that for them. And it's not that we can give someone else the gifts of our experience and expect them to do what they can, but if they are able to assemble that and they already have similar values, or we can help them learn about themselves, who they are. But for me, I can model that asking for help, regardless of age, whenever you do something new, is okay. Like, I'm allowed to ask for help. So that means for you and me, when we go to skate class, there is a point to this, I promise. When we go to skate class, for the first time, we are not expected to know how to put a wrist pad on. Why would we know such a thing? A wrist pad? No, why would we know how to put this on? Unless you've put one on in your life ever before. If you have never put one of these on and someone gives you like, here you go, put your wrist pads on, you're like, yay, I don't know how to. The number of people who get them right first time is like 2%. That people just don't know how to put these on. So as a coach, as an instructor, as a business owner, as a human, I don't expect people to get this right. And in fact, we're going to spend time telling you that I do not expect you to know how to put a wrist pad on, and how rare it is that you would know that. Because I think that we carry around so much shame, like, oh my God, I'm a grown up, I should already know how to do this. Why? If we've never done this before, why on earth should we know how to do this? It's wild. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. And that's true of anything. I think roller skating taught me that first, and then running my own small business has taught me that at every level of, oh, cool, I've done this. This is new. Oh, I don't know what to do. There's many times when I've gone into myself and just gone like into this little shame spiral of self-doubt, of misery, and of going, oh my goodness, no one can help me. No one's ever experienced this before. Obviously, that's not true. That's not true. And in order for the business to survive, because there were times when it was extremely difficult, not to say that it's easy now, but we're still here, right? Then actually, I had to say to people, I need help with this. I don't understand this. Can you help me with this? And when I maybe didn't get help the first time, I had to go back. I still need help. I still don't understand this. Please, can you help me? Is there someone else? Because what you don't know, you don't know. You don't even know the question to ask. So you don't know. And it's impossible. So we're always learning things. And if you take nothing else from roller skating, I hope that it is a greater self-compassion, that you can speak more generously to you and go, do you know what? I showed up today. I showed up to do a thing that I'm not a physical activity person. This is something that I've not done. It's not making excuses for yourself. This is giving yourself permission to find things hard, to fail, because actually, if you can fail faster, you learn faster, right? It's not a failure, it's just learning. So every time you overbalance on that trick that you're trying to work out, you get feedback. Oh, I can't bend that far, or maybe I need to do this and bend my knees more, or whatever it is. You're like, oh, I can't do that this way, I can't do that this way. You get a bit of feedback. It might involve you falling over. You're like, oh, I need to keep my shoulders in front of my hips so that I don't fall backwards, because when my shoulders are behind my hips, I'm more likely to fall backwards. Okay, so whatever it is, all of that feedback and that stuff that you learn through roller skating, you can pull those threads out and extrapolate into other parts of your life. Anyway, I hope my extended wheel chat was useful for somebody, and anybody watching this later, I hope that was useful. I will go back to my delightful wheel guide, available anywhere in the world as a free download. Just go to here, the Skate Sanctuary, which is my website, and type in guide, because I'm in the process of working with my fabulous website designer to simplify the website and make it easier to find stuff, right? So type guide into the search and you will get that, and you can download it for free, and I just hope it's helpful for you. It talks about the shape of wheels. It does not have every wheel in existence listed. It does not. But it has got a fair few and some really random ones that you would not maybe expect to find in the UK as well. So I'm actually quite cold now because it's cold in here. I put the heating up earlier. And I finished my tea ages ago. So I think it's time for me to hop off. Oh, what a question. You ask this now, Froggy. Why would you do this to me? Let me just check my battery life. Okay, I'm going to have to move you. Linda, you are very welcome. If you go on our website, you will also find our WhatsApp number. So you're welcome just to drop us a WhatsApp message. If we can help you out in the future, no problem. How do I find myself in the industry? Okay, I am going to walk and chat at the same time because I'm going to put these wheels away. It was basically COVID, the pandemic, that did it for me. I was a primary school teacher for a long time, 16 years, and then I became a single parent. This is the short version, I promise. And then because I was a single parent, I wanted to spend more time with my kid. So I decided to become a supply teacher, substitute teacher, which was fine, but it was a very different lifestyle. And then I quite enjoyed it, and it gave me more time to work on the business, which at the time was basically in like 2018, 2019, just about teaching classes, and we'd book a sports hall, do a 6-week course, and then book another one. So it was a very, very small business, had the odd like larger roller disco event, but nothing like super fancy, no massive shop or anything like that. And then in 2020, I basically didn't have a job. So when March came, badoink, no more classes, no more anything. And the tiny shop that we had at the time, there was like 20 products, maybe 30 products, like some Moxie lolly skates. The beach bunnies hadn't even been invented at that time, I think. At least we didn't have them in the UK. And then probably some Derby laces and maybe some socks. It was like hardly anything. At which point I was like, okay, this is a problem. There's no classes. I don't know what to do. I got mass imposter syndrome. I was like, there's no way I can coach online. I saw all these like really incredible people coaching online, like Dirty Deb, so many people. And I just was like, I can't do that. Oh my God, I know nothing compared to all these people. They've been doing it for so much longer than me. My life could be quite different now, but it's not. But anyway, it was all good. So I did my own little thing, built a tiny membership on the website, and people started buying stuff. And I was like, oh, this is cool. People want me to stay. So it was pretty amazing. Then later in 2020, I opened a physical bricks and mortar shop, and I kind of went, so I'm not going back to teaching then. This is what I do now. And then in the 5 years that have passed since then, and now I moved my shop to the current location here, which is bigger, currently as cold, but it's a bigger space. We have, that's my studio behind me. It's a small space. It's big enough for parties. It's big enough for class, like small group classes, and it helps to bring people together. And that's really what we're interested in as a not-for-profit. We want to bring people together. It's like the piece is about loneliness. I don't want people to feel like I felt at times, and I think roller skating is an amazing way to connect people. So that's like our mission and our vision, and what we want to bring to the world is like more joy, more understanding, more self-compassion, more personal growth. If you have compassion for yourself, you're going to have more compassion and time for other people too. So I think that's just a really incredible thing. And yeah, I've got a really amazing staff team here who all seem to really align with the vision. We've got some really incredible suppliers who keep sending us stuff when we're like, we want these and we want these. And yeah, I mean, you know, you're doing something right when you piss people off, right? So yeah, when other shops start copying you or other things, like basically you're annoying people. But I'm not setting out to annoy people. This is just who we are, what we do. If I accidentally annoy someone, soz, move along, just roll away. It's all good. I think yeah, okay, so I feel like at the time I didn't have a choice. I didn't have the understanding and even the confidence then that I have a lot more now. As an imposter syndrome thing, I felt like I needed to go and do a lot of learning. So I went and took a bunch of business courses. I don't know where the hours were, honestly, but I basically went and had to do business leadership courses and feel that I knew what I was doing, because, you know, I'm 48. Sometimes I show up in a room looking like this, and I'm surprised when people don't take me very seriously in the business world. But I also don't want to compromise who I am. So I have nice jeans and a denim jacket. Yes, double denim. Sometimes for if I'm speaking at a conference or something like that, I have more courage now, more confidence that I'm just going to show up as myself. And I think the message is important enough that people should flipping well listen. So appreciate you being on the other side and listening. Cheers very much. But yeah, it is what it is. And if people want to hear it, that's cool. They'll search for it. Maybe they'll hear it. And if they don't, then also fine. I'm not here to force it down anyone's throats, right? You can leave at any time. So yeah, but I still do a lot of day-to-day work in the business, and I'm working on making myself redundant as fast as possible, which is really hard. So 2026 is going to be the year of stability for us. I cannot flipping wait. Yeah, I've built a bunch of pairs of skates this weekend. We've done a load of classes, and it's been very nourishing. It's been very enjoyable. I put a lot of love and care into skate building. I've built all my skates, and that is what that display is there on that wall there. So we do a lot of custom builds, and basically we'll chat with people about what they need, as long as what they need is what we have. And if we do not have it, we will tell you that. Go somewhere else, because we don't have it. And there are people that we will say, go somewhere else, because I don't think that we're the retailer for you, and that's okay. So yeah, we'll always help if we can, but honesty is the thing. And if I make a mistake, if something goes wrong, which it does, we're skaters, so stuff does sometimes go wrong, I will tell you that as well. And we're very blessed that some of our customers keep coming back. So I feel that the people who will get you, like, especially if you're in business or whatever it is that you do, you know, friends, whoever, there are times when you're on your personal growth journey, it's really tough, and you will outgrow your friends because they're not on a personal growth journey. It happens in skating. We see it quite a lot. People get fed up of waiting for their friend, significant other, partner, whoever, sister, to come to skate class, and they finally book and they show up and they come on their own, and it just, they end up being like part of the skate community or our like micro skate community for whatever period of time, and then yeah, I don't know in their personal life, but we sometimes see more of people, but then sometimes people are seeking those micro communities, so that's absolutely fine. I'm trying to tidy up as well. So okay, skates are sorted. So behind me is my sign that we see every day. It's only a crazy dream until you do it. Right? That's like anything that you might be trying to learn, especially in roller skating. If you can dream it, you can do it. I promise that I am testament to that. I am a very ordinary ex-teacher, and I don't always feel extraordinary, although people say like you've done pretty amazing things. But I just believe in working really hard, doing my best, showing up when I can. So yeah, and just like bringing people together. So stick by those philosophies, and maybe I'll see you out rolling sometime or on the next one. So have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for staying on for the chat. We very much appreciate you. If you want to support the Skate Sanctuary in any way, just download our stuff. Like, some of it's free. Join for the intention setting online event, which is on New Year's Eve, 6:30 till 7:30 p.m. UK time. It's literally free. It will not be recorded because it's the intention setting is there. There is also something about goal setting, like a document that you can download in our shop. So I might put some links below, but yeah, I might also just go home. So thanks team, take care, see you later.